Coming up next is part 7 of how I do dioramas.
So welcome back to episode 7. In this episode we're going to concentrate on those infills for our roof section. As you can see, this is our nice curved roof section, and what I'm going to do is show you now how I will detail this. What I want to achieve is some brickwork. So in with one of our sculpting tools, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go randomly round and drag back, make a slight indentation. Our little sculpting tool here, I want to define the difference between where I want the brickwork and where I want the plasterwork. So as you can see, we got our area where we're going to do brickwork, and area where we're going to have plasterwork. So how we're going to achieve our brickwork, what we're going to do is similar to our capital stones, we're going to improvise a tool. So you can see we've got some rectangular tubing there, which is approximately 5 mils in length and 2 mils deep. That's a perfect size for our brickwork. So to define our brickwork, all we're going to do is we're going to use it like we did in the capital stones. Put it onto our Balsa-Foam, press down, so there you go, we've got our marked out bricks, and what we're going to do is we're going to come back in and just make sure we've got the definition we want on them. So there you go, you can see the bricks are starting to come in. Now where we've not been able to use our homemade punch, we need to carry on these brickwork. So there you go, we've got our nice brickwork and a definition between the plasterwork, broken plasterwork, but obviously that doesn't look all that amazing. So what we do, we can now add a little bit more detail into the plasterwork to make it just a little bit more fun. So again, using our sculpting tool, we can have another play. So there you go, what I've done is I've basically just roughened up the edges a little bit so they're not all uniform, and I've added a few cracks in the plasterwork to make it a little bit more interesting. Simple as that. It's not a hard technique. What we'll do now is I'll go away and I will crack on with these, and we'll come back to what we've achieved so far. Okay, so there you can see our one panel with our broken plaster and our brickwork. Okay, so as you can see, we have got our infills in place. They're all glued in place in the 3 sections. Got a little hole in the middle there that we're going to show some damage within the roof section. Still on the Oasis board, it's all pinned in place to make sure I can just finish off these last infills on both sides. But as you can see, there's a bit of woodwork. Now the reason for that is the way the roof would have been constructed. There would have been wooden beams behind the stone and brickwork to tie it all in together. So how I've achieved that is we've got some balsa wood here that I've put on, and this balsa wood is curved, and this just happens to be another piece in which I've got ready to go. Really easy way of doing that. But first of all, let me show you what I'm trying to achieve. So we're going to put this beam in here in the middle, like so, or thereabouts. And then what we'll do is we'll come in between the beams with extra beam work, and then that way we've got our full support. Now obviously this gap here is where our parachutist has come through the roof, so we're going to have to do some damage to this beam work as well, but I want to get this all into place. So anyway, like I say, this is just balsa wood, really easy to curve it. I'll show you how to do that now. So making our curved beams is really simple. Bowl of water, which I'm just going to put off to one side for a second, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our balsa wood, which I just happen to have already marked. So there's your balsa wood beam that you're going to curve. Really simple. All you do is just drop it in the water. Leave it in there until it soaks up some water, enough for it to start to be pliable. So we're picking up our beam. It's been soaking for a little while now, and what we're going to do is put our 2 thumbs on one side, and with our fingers on the other side, we're just going to apply a little bit of pressure onto the wood. What we're doing is we're trying to, balsa wood's very porous, so what we're doing is trying to squeeze a little bit of water in there, which will help us manipulate the wood. Don't put too much pressure on though, because you don't want to snap it, obviously. But just do a little bit at a time. Increase the distance between your thumbs a little bit every now and again, because it gives you a little bit more pressure, and literally just keep doing that, repeating the process. You'll feel when the balsa wood is easy to manipulate, it goes quite soft, and very easy in fact actually to lose its shape if you put too much pressure on it. So this is going to need a little bit more soaking, and we're going to carry on doing this process to our beams. As the picture demonstrates now, all I've done is I've literally just clamped 2 pieces of wood together on a cutting board, so I've got lines in which I can see the angle of the curve and make sure the distances are correct between them. And all I'm going to do literally is I'm just going to manipulate that bit of balsa wood to sit in between the 2 pieces of wood and hold that curve, and just leave it to dry. It's as simple as that. Once it's dry, you can take it out of this little jig, and off we can go with it.
There you go, let's call time on this episode. I'm desperate in need of a cup of coffee. Lots to do on that roof yet, but as you can see, it's come together now. Not long until we manage to bring the 2-3 elements in which we've created together, so we can see exactly where we're going. Anyway, I'm going to finish my cup of coffee. Until next week, take care.
This is one that I've bent already, but as you can see, it's still got a little bit of flex left in it, although it is dried out now. He says snapping it.